So as you may be able to tell from the sun coming through my bedroom window, spring has sprung here and I am itching to wet a line. Before we get into that though, it is still fishing show season around me, so I have one more tackle swap haul to share with you all. I got some really cool JDM stuff and a bunch of really good deals on essentials that I'm excited to share with you, so we're gonna get into that right now. So as you can see here, I got myself a handful of finesse jigs. This was a pretty wicked deal. Somebody was selling a tray full of these Punisher branded jigs. Never heard of that brand, but they're pretty high quality. And he was selling a tray of 25 for $50, so me and my friend Liam that we were with went in halvesies, and I ended up grabbing a nice little haul of them. So I'm going to rapid fire through these. These are all ball head jigs, and they're pretty neat little high quality jigs. Now it's always hard to tell sizes when you're buying in bulk like that. These are some 1/2 ounce, I believe, jigs, maybe 3/8, and I also have some smaller sizes as well. So this is like a brown kind of green pumpkin looking thing. These have a very light skirt on them, which is very neat. I might have to get my hands on some light skirting like this. So if you know what it is I actually use for this skirt, please let me know. Rubber banded, and they have a nice little rattle on them. I don't care about rattles on jigs. It's just gonna kind of be there. I'm not going crazy about it. I mean, yeah, you get a bit of a rattle, but I don't think that makes a difference. Here's a real little finessey one with a like clear skirt to it. I really felt like I had to jump on these. I mean, finesse ball head jigs are just not easy to find around me, and I fish a river where these excel. Fishing these at a little craw or a little chunk trailer is just perfect, you know, on the bottom of a river. But of course, everybody knows river fishing, you snag a lot. So, you know, having like a bulk amount that I can go through is just really helpful. In the past, I've actually ordered firework jigs online, which work really, really, really well. So this is something a little similar. Obviously, that skirt isn't, you know, as exact to what the firework jig is, but I think these things are just going to excel on the bottom of rivers this year for me. So excited to have a nice little stock of these. Of course, I am starting to tie my own, but these are a little bit different than what I make, so good to have them. This color's wicked. I love this purple-y kind of looking thing to it. So, you know, I hum and hawed about that, but I just feel like at like $1.80, $2 per jig, I really just could not go wrong with that purchase. There was another person there just selling off a lot of bulk plastics and, you know, jig heads and stuff, so I managed to grab a few things. They had a little bit of JDM stuff there, and she was selling it 3 bags for $5, so I just had to make a purchase. I got some Savage Gear Ned minnows, and Savage Gear is a brand that I've always liked, but same thing, I just don't see their plastics a lot around here, so I just haven't had a chance to really use them, but these look really nice. And they are the Duratech plastics, so you know it's that TPE, super stretchy elastic plastic, and this is just a standard paddle tail. They call it the Ned minnow. And yeah, that's going to fit perfect on a Ned jig, but nice little finessey paddle tail swim bait that I will be using. So these other two baits are from a company called Fish Arrow. It is a Japanese bait company, and I found these for $16 on a local tackle website, so they're not cheap. Getting these at 3 for $5 was just perfect. And I'm almost a little bit upset at myself that I didn't grab more, but I shouldn't be, you know, going crazy on the consuming. This here is the Flash J Huddle 2-inch paddle tail. Or I say paddle tail, but it's more of like a, well, I guess it's the huddle tail as they call it. Yeah, either way, that's a super finessey, ultra realistic minnow plastic, man. Look at that belly shine. That looks exactly like the shiners that we have up here. And you know, drop shot, nose hooked, even just on a small jig head. I think that's a really cool little crappie bait, hopefully. So got this, gonna throw it around, of course. Just not something I've seen at all, and it looks pretty neat. I've also finally got my hands on a true heavy poop bait. So I recently fished a Yamatanuki a little bit last year, and I had some fun with it. And that's kind of that poop bait, you know, that heavy soft plastic category. But this is like the true original looking style, right? That has that kind of craw shape to it. So this color is the green pumpkin shark color. It's basically a copper truce. And this is a 3.6 inch bait, and it comes at 18 grams, 0.6 ounces around there-ish. So I don't know what that is in a fraction, to be honest with you. I didn't get that far through math, but either way, yeah, very heavy bait, man. I think, you know, it's above a half ounce, obviously, so, you know, very nice heavy bait, and definitely something that I do not already have, that I have not really thrown much. That Yamatanuki I had in a very small size, so it was still a finessey plastic, but this thing weightless on an EWG should be pretty awesome to throw, you know, especially into cover and things like that, where I can hopefully pick bass up and out of. So that's one more look at the plastics I got today. Pretty excited to throw these. All of these are going to be fun and something a little different than what I'm used to. So the nice lady that cut me a deal on those plastics also sold me some of these fish head finesse fish head spins. So it's basically just a finesse underspin, and I mean, they came in at $1, so I just had to pick some up, right? 3/16, a little bit light, but not too bad. Like a little finessey underspin, kind of fun to throw, of course. So there you go. That's a really light head. It's super finessey looking. And at 3/16, it's kind of a perfect weight for me, you know, fishing the creeks and the streams. So this is gonna have a donkey tail on it for sure, and it will get the job done. You know, I've preached the underspin for a long time now, and it's something I'm gonna keep throwing this summer for bass. That wrapped things up for us at the tackle swaps. Then we wanted to move on to do some, you know, regular store shopping, as there's a store local to us here in Hamilton that sells core tackle products, and we've been on the hunt for the core tackle wacky shot, and that led us there. So these things are really neat. I'm going to show you how they work. It's a 1/28 ounce weighted hook with a little spring, you know, a little screw head thing that you screw your worm into. So as you see there, it's essentially just a little octopus hook, or even maybe almost a circle hook, but not quite. And it has that screw lock down there. So you're gonna take your stick bait. This here is a Z-Man Zinker, and you're just gonna, you know, screw that hook into that bait. Now that I have this screwed in, I feel kind of stupid trying to sell this to anybody. It looks like it might just be a marketing hoopla, because that screw is still gonna chew up your plastic. I mean, it's a little bit bigger than I realized, and it's, as you can see, just poking through that worm. And this is not a small stick bait by any means. So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping the action is going to be a little bit better than it would if it was just, you know, hooked through the hook or with an O-ring. So that's the hope. I mean, it looks cool though. I definitely like the idea of it, and we're going to give it a shot for sure. The wacky rig is something I throw a lot. So, you know, I'm just going to give these a try and see how it works out. While I was looking at core tackle, I also managed to find a Kitech mono spin jig. This is a super ultra light BFS finessey little jig head with a very small skirt, 3/32 ounce weight, and a number 3 hook. So yeah, super ultra finesse, gonna be really fun to throw. So yeah, in all honesty, this is almost the perfect size for my little BFS setup. As you can see there, it's gonna be hard for me to even show with my big chunky fingers in the way, but super ultra light little skirt, a very small hook, and a tiny weed guard, making this a breeze on any ultra light or light combo. And yeah, really cool, compact, little tiny jig. I'm gonna pair this with like a, you know, the Z-Man Micro Series, something like that. Maybe a Donkey Tail Junior from Mule, something, one of them. Yeah, I have definitely some little small plastics that are going to pair great with that tiny jig head. And while I was also there, I had to stock up on another essential. This is the Berkley Power Bait Max Scent Hitworm. I've had so many videos coming out, especially recently. I feel like I've been talking on about it a lot because I'm just so excited to throw it. But this is the perfect little finesse worm for a wacky rig, for a finesse Texas rig, really any application where you're sight fishing for bass. I think that Max Scent is like the one real scent that I do believe in. I do believe that fish target the purple bag of Berkley products more than any other plastic. It's why I kind of put up with that slightly less durable plastic. Yeah, a nice little drop shot worm, but also my favorite wacky rig worm. This here is in the green pumpkin purple fleck, and it does have that purple tone to it, and I am not focusing this, but there you go. Yeah, super ultralight finessey worm, comes in at 4.5 inches, but because it is so finessey, you don't really notice the length. And I mean, just about any bass will hit this, I promise you that. That almost smells like begging strips, you know, the like animal, like the dog treat, the begging strips. It smells like that, but if they kind of were just let out in the sun for a little too long. Not the greatest smell, but fish do love it, I promise you that. So guys, that's everything for me. As long as this air temp can stay in the double digits by the weekend, I think I'm gonna get after them, man. Wait. I know water temps are still pretty cold, but I'm hoping some pike are lingering around after that ice melt. So either way, I'm hoping we're gonna have some real fishing videos very soon, but until then, I hope this can tide you over. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and tight lines.